Greetings. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. I am eccentric RockStar'Seed, and I am here with another intuitive message. Keep in mind, take what resonates, leave what does not. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. You like my new setup? Look at these two. You see these two right here? Oh, Queen of Air. Fresh air. I feel like that's the queen of, that's the breath. She's a breath of fresh air. Okay? But this person was blackballed for even being associated with this king of air, this king of fresh air. He's also a breath of fresh air. Okay? The company, I got some intuitive messages. It's like, get the visualization of a reporter, you know, somebody who, an anchor who reports, a person who reports the news, and they're narrating an article. The company failed to acknowledge the value of my worth. This is somebody it's just an entertainer who was blackballed, stabbed in the back, because they were associated with who was assumed to be the high-level soulmate, but end up turning karmic. Okay. Once she found out the heart of the king of breath of fresh air was with the queen of the breath of fresh air. So this person, when this queen of air was interviewed, she stated, the company failed to acknowledge the value of my worth. We soon parted ways, and management did not put their best foot forward and brand the company properly. That's all code for people attempted to gang up on her and isolated her. They attempted to bully her out of wanting to go public and speak her mind. I have some cards laid out. Past, current, future. Okay? You know how everybody has a PR team when they get big enough, or they're important enough, or they just have a strong business savvy where they know they can't be a million different places at once? Well, this is a gist of what happened in the past tense. It is easy to lose sight of who you are when the world is pulling you in a million different directions. So this is a solar plexus blockage. When it's low, you feel unsure about what it is you really want, and you take some time apart from others, especially those who are trying to direct your path and figure out who you are outside of everyone else. Explore new topics, read new books, travel to new places, immerse yourself in new cultures. It is time for you to unlearn all that you learned so you become all that you are. This is where some of the bullying came in play. She may have been this is a person who was attempted to be micromanaged, and they were trying to send her on dummy missions and do all kinds of busy work for no reason. This was like the setup for a punchline, just to be phased out. When in actuality, this woman, they didn't know they woke a sleeping giant. This is a hungry lion, and a hungry lion moves fastest I said it wrong. A lion moves fastest when they're hungry. This is a professional woman. This is a woman who does not wear her heart on her sleeve. She can be as cold as ice. So anyway, this woman, now once they assumed that she was cast in the shadows, this is the person they woke up. You see her? Queen of the shadows. You see those bat wings? That's reptilian. Okay? Reptilians are intellectual and logical. They are not emotional. You see these two right here? Peas in a pod. Even though they represent divorcees, they are divorced, but from other people. Okay? You see how they're different cultures as well, but they are spiritually aligned. They are one half of each other, if you get where I'm saying. But this is really the story about her and all that happened to her on account of being associated with him, coming in contact with him. She didn't know all the toxic debt he had to bear. Just like when she came to him, she had toxic debt to bear. But he also had some too, just in a different way. So, fast forward. She has come to a place where she knows exactly who she is. And gone are the days of confusion and blurred lines between her truth and the expectation of others. She has grounded into her essence and built the foundation of her empowered self. She has let go of many friendships and relationships that were no longer serving her to get to where she is. And it was all worth it. Now is the time to really go after what you want in life. That's the moral of it all. Is what the young entrepreneur said. You know, when asked, what do you care about? What lights you up? How do you want to serve? Okay? And these are the open-ended questions that she asks. You know, the people when the camera turned on her. Now, no one saw this coming. You know, no one expected her. Think about Kanye West in the beginning where he got signed. He sat on the shelf for 2 years until he took it upon himself and start marketing himself to get his name out there sooner. Like, he was already popular, but he wanted to go global. Okay? So in the past, this is worldwide success. Okay? You have attract. Focus on attracting and rebuilding relationships with clients who are happy to buy your products and services, right? Initially, and then you have the 5 of Pentacles here, and then you have speak. To take center stage, speak at events, conferences, and workshops. Share your message and transform lives through your work. Now, this is somebody who wasn't going to sit in despair and poverty and just be asked out like that, right? This is somebody in poverty. This is everybody looking at her like, damn. Like, it was like they tried to spin a narrative that her career was somebody had creative control over her brand. Okay? And obviously she had global success with the world here. Once upon a time. But she was under management. You know, it was supposed to attract the right people. That was the goal, you know? So she didn't forget her rebuttal, nonetheless. So what ended up happening is she went out there herself and said, okay, if you want something done, you have to do it yourself. So she started started networking and creating contacts herself and began speaking. Okay, she pulled herself out of poverty. All right, now we got 3 crystals. That is significant with all of this. You got big spike. That's about timing, action, and change. And timing is everything. That couldn't be more true. And it has an impeccable knack for the right timing and can encourage you to try new things and pursue an opportunity or change anything that needs an update. And it opens the connection between your base chakras and your heart chakras and infuses you with unconditional love for yourself and others. And it encourages your energy expressed as action, movement, and progression to move toward true alignment between you and your soul. So update what's outdated with joy and recharge your life. If this resonates with you, you can have a moon in Aries. Your moon could be in Aries or Taurus. You also have Jade, which represents wisdom, abundance, good luck. Now, jade is highly prized and sacred. It's a wonderful stone for protection and healing, known as a dream stone. It also stimulates messages and channels them into your dreams when placed on your 3rd eye chakra, and the ultimate good luck charm. So it promotes prosperity in every aspect of your life by opening the heart chakra and boosting your ability to receive. Wealth is nothing without your health, and jade is a reminder of this true abundance and is amplifying the good fortune of your vitality. So remember, you are a spiritual being having a human experience. If this resonates, you can have Aries, Taurus, Gemini, or Libra in your Venus. Lastly, you have carnelian. Okay, and that represents courage, motivation, and endurance. So this is powerful and bold. It increases confidence in yourself, especially when you need to take the center stage and use your voice effectively. A stabilized stone. It helps balance volatile emotions for long-term vitality and is believed to protect the soul in the afterlife. So the carnelian is a stone of the living, meant to motivate you to take chances with the life that you have. Life is meant to be lived with passion and desire. Okay? And carnelian gives you the courage to do so. Carpe diem. Seize the day. If this resonates, you can have your sun sign could be Taurus, Cancer, Leo, or Scorpio. Cool beans? Cool beans. Now, fast forward to the current. You have death of transformation. So that means with that, it's a spiritual upgrade. It also it represents a new mindset, new results. Okay? Once this person started taking action and taking matters into her own hands, you know, that death of transformation is that Pluto energy. It has a little bit of Mars element too, because you're masculine and you're taking action, okay, with who you've manifested to be. Elevate, new mindset, new results, okay? You elevate your mindset if you want to get different results, right? If you keep thinking and acting the same way, nothing will change your business, obviously. Then you have the Wheel of Fortune, right? Design, that's clarified by design. Build a simple and elegant website that attracts buyers who love and engage with your brand. You basically reincarnated yourself. So you look at the Wheel of Fortune, you could have had, this speaks to someone who could have had a procedure to enhance their body, or just rebuild, or could have hit the gym. Like, she's relatively lean, so she could have been running or strength training, you know what I mean? Using an enhancement, you look voluptuous, so she could have hit the gym, okay? And she just totally revamped herself, right? For the future aspect is strategy, marketing and strategy. Results are not coming fast enough. You need a solid step-by-step strategy in place that takes the guesswork out of growing your business. So she went in hermit mode, okay, and tapped into her inner wisdom, realizing that she has all the talent and the abilities and to totally like influence and move the world and shake up outdated traditions with the Inspire card, influence. When you become influential in your field, you inspire people to step into their own greatness because you rose to your own first. Now that's the gist of this reading. Now, the next set of cards, okay? You have, wait a minute. You have, be curious in your everyday life. React with interest to everything new life presents to you. Curiosity will open your mind for new possibilities. And that was clarified by Mercury, okay? Think, learn, network, and communicate. So she's met some new friends. I think she left the continent to gain new prospects, okay? She updated her Rolodex. The answers lie in the moment. Stay awake, be present, and stay faithful to your observations and feelings. This is someone who stays up nights and day and night, and strategically, you know, to master her craft, okay? And that's clarified by Saturn, right? The restricted experience, struggle, learn hard work, and patience. It was harder, but it was worth it because no one could take away her newfound success because she stood on her own 2 feet instead of relying on other people to support her. But she never lost faith in herself, so that was the flaw in the people who slept on her. So Let's do this. Publicize. Stop hiding behind your computer. Get publicity for your brand. Be bold and visible in your market. Be the rock star that you are. This is the overall energy. Okay? This is what Pluto energy looks like with the 8 of Wands. That's the 8 of Wands. Okay? The challenge. What's the challenging position? No. I'm sorry. That's not the right card to go right there. The 10 of Pentacles was the right card to go right here. Okay? It's like, because it's a rewind of how it all took place. Move forward, take action. Overcome your fear to take real action to move your business forward. Don't wait or justify. Step out of your comfort zone and take action with the 10 of Pentacles. And Saturn rules what? Capricorn? Absolutely. And Mercury rules Gemini. So that speaks about the mass communications. Okay? Everybody thought she was dried up and done. They counted her out. Newsflash. Challenging position. 8 of Cups. What did you walk away from to walk towards? Publish. She might have wrote a book about it. Start that book you've always wanted to write. Get your message out and touch people's lives. You too can do it. She may have started her own Me Too movement in its own right. Okay? So you're in the strength position. Is a healing. Your star represents optimism. Okay? That everything has a way of working itself out, but that's also Aquarius energy, and that's clarified with innovate. I mean, to further amplify. I'm using my entrepreneur cards to further amplify what this person did. Is your business too generic? Highlight what you can give your clients that no one else can, and frame your offers in a completely different way. What they thought they copied and took from her and discarded her and abandoned her and left her out to dry. One thing I tell you, you can steal somebody's style, you can jack their slang, but you cannot copy their creativity. And that's an Aquarius trait. Like, they're very creative, innovative people. They are rebellious by nature. What you need to focus on is your influence with the Devil. Okay? I feel like that's being that strong influence and that creative endeavor. That's Capricorn energy. Yet again, get creative in your business. How can you break the rules in your niche? How can you create momentum? How can you zag when all others zig? There'll never be another you. Okay? Nobody is like you.
Mom?
Right, Pop Pop?
Yeah.
All right, you gotta back up because I'm still reading. Okay? What are you leaving behind? Pervert, insanely belligerent, condescending, truculent. This says the punishment, which is the hangman. Okay? The people you once collaborated with that tried to control you, that promised you things that it wasn't in their character to provide for you because they couldn't capitalize off of you in the way that they wanted to. They thought you would sleep your way to the top potentially, and you had more integrity and self-respect than that. So collaborate. Business can be lonely. Find lucrative ways to collaborate with others to build both your brands. I feel like you found a more like spirited group of people, like other entrepreneurs, people who know the struggle. And it's like once you started standing on your own 10 toes and getting your message out there, you started with public speaking to start marketing yourself more independently. So what I feel like is, no, get out. So what I feel like is you left off a dead weight, okay? This person left off a dead weight. They tried to really like block her, and they put perverts, for best choice of words, on her path. Okay? What is the future position? Harmony, happiness, Cancer energy. Okay? By remaining balanced. Okay? Manifest amazing business results by staying in balance. Work hard, but take breaks to get back into ease and flow. Excuse me. So you know the importance of keeping your vibration high. You know the vibration, you know the importance of keeping your vibration insanely high to manifest both amazing results. Okay. So, how you feel about yourself now that you've made a name for yourself, just hustling real hard like Rick Ross? That song was so phenomenal and exhilarating and so motivating. I'm pretty sure he got a lot of people, you know, started and motivated to do their own thing. The way the music he made is very inspirational, and I think he's an Aquarius too. Okay, how do you feel about yourself? You have the King of Cups, very poised, emotionally intelligent, mature, because you listen. You have mindfulness, and intuitive, because that's a water sign. King of Cups represents water. Water represents intuition. So to listen to your intuition, be mindful of what your inner being says to you. Follow your gut feelings and stay connected to the divine within. So that's also a spiritual card. You know, what's the environmental attitude? The Ace of Wands, Ace of Fire. So that's an opportunity of a second chance, if you will, to advertise. That's the helping hand of God, giving you that spiritual upgrade. And that knack for business. Wands represents business too. Something that he know you'll enjoy. He knew how hard you fought for this, and he also knew your passion. So he put you through that as a test of your character, is how I take it. When you look at the advertised card, you see how it's open. You operate from an open heart. Okay? And it makes you ice cold in essence that you are beyond intelligent. You're also a warrior. You're a fighter, especially when God shows up. That means he had your back the whole time, and he was putting you through that to test your character. Get the word out about your business in a strategic way. Experiment with paid advertisement to attract real buyers and build your list. So, with the helping hand of God, and your bite. It's all about that bite. You know, some people are all bark and no bite. People pretend every day about stuff, okay? But not you. You and your authenticity, you kept it so real that people rock with you harder than when you were collaborating with big name companies, you know, who have a certain way of marketing people because they feel like that way is fail proof, and they do that to everybody. But then when you see the artists go independent and they blow up even more, it's like, that's hot. You know what I mean? That's very attractive. Like, at your hot commodity on a whole nother level. What are your fears? Fears, hopes, and fears. Emotional fulfillment. Okay, 9 of Cups, which is having a chance to mastermind and really go for it. Join a community of entrepreneurs who could give you love, support, and feedback you need to achieve your dreams. All of it. Like the kids are excited. See, so bear with it if you might hear some like commotion in the background. All right. The final outcome is you on those magazines. You may have made your own magazine. With the 8 of Wands, you take off fast. That's a yes. Okay, that's a big yes card. And it's an upright. Because you publicized yourself by not hiding behind your computer. You didn't quietly go away. You made yourself, you were even bolder because you were going out there by yourself with no backing. But you had spiritual backing, obviously. Get publicity for your brand. Be bold and visible on your market. Be the rock star that you are. So when you made your comeback, you came back stronger than ever, and you made a bold statement. And a headline, something like real specific, like Um, I don't know. I had it, and it was something exotic. Like Saraswati or something. Health and wellness. Something real exotic like that. But you did your thing. And you made these people what's intimidating about you is that you are authentic. You have an authentic brand and you're cold, like you're real sick with it. Like nobody wanted people to know. They tried to mute you so much that they didn't want people to know they knew how intelligent you are. But they didn't want everybody else. They didn't want the world to realize that it was you, not them. They were trying to, eat off of you. But that's obvious. That's you and your higher purpose. Right? So I'm trying to think. Like it's more exotic. It's way more exotic than that. You know what I mean? Like you're French. French is a romantic language as it is. So they know you as this now. They call you this with the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Air, Queen of Shadows. That's an intellect with those bat wings. Super intellect. And now I hear Jay-Z trying to stick they fangs in my ice cold veins. And you see how in the picture she's got her skirt up? They could take a rain check on kissing your butt because you have a lunch date. You have a lifetime achievement award spiritually. And you get to be with your counterpart. And all this commotion and drama was a test from God, but not without the work of the devil. Like how the devil works on people. God allows the devil to do things, but he also uses the devil to build character. I mean, that's his property too. He created the devil as well. And the devil wasn't always a devil, obviously. So you know what that means is he's intelligent. Okay, even he knows when to back off. But when God allows him to trick people, this was a high-level soulmate that turned karmic. That was affiliated with this king of air. This other mass communicator. Okay, and they even went all over the internet to try to defame you. They took from you, they tried to steal your projects and put it on a bigger platform or make a bigger platform and work with those same. They tried to isolate you by making a bigger platform with your material. And they did not expect you to go publish a book, become a public speaker, a mass communicator yourself. They didn't know you had it in you, okay? They knew you was creative, but they didn't think you really had the heart of a warrior, okay? They didn't think that of you. Or at least they were trying to patronize themselves and convince themselves she would never do that, okay? It's going to take too much. It's going to be like they tried to make it impossible for you to take action and put your name out there. But you made the best of all your resources, and you even broadened your horizon and studied abroad. Now you are fluent in different languages, and you still have your brand. You're still a global success. I feel like you have an online platform. You have a online business. Everything is online nowadays. Maybe for cheaper inventory, it's easier on cost, but it's still, though, that's just the wave. And that's just how people create, and people are motivated by online content. Couture Chevaux. I feel like all your businesses will be French. But that's just to give you a hypothetical example of what it means when people work behind the scenes and try to steal your things to mute you, and then you make the biggest comeback ever. Like, I love the picture of this Eight of Wands, okay? Like, it's exciting to see somebody like that on the cover of a magazine. It may even be your magazine. It doesn't have to be a novel. It could be a magazine, okay? A designer magazine. So to close this out, let me see. Last minute messages. Do you have any other messages? Close the door, please. That's why Saturn's here. If you're feeling restricted, it's time to create a different avenue. When you create a lane for yourself, can't nobody take it from you. Okay? They just got to be salty. 7 of Wands. What they thought they did to you end up being to them. A 7 of Wands in reverse is someone who has no defense. Their resistance is broken down. And that's what I feel like you did. Okay? Because they were tricksters. Right? Bad business. You know, bad partnership. You know, you were in business with people who are just master manipulators. Especially with the Knight of Cups in reverse on the bottom. So when you retreated, they tried to keep up with you. They didn't want to face karma for undermining you and trying to stop your wish fulfillment, your 10 of Cups. All right, but with the Star in reverse, sometimes it can mean you double down on your healing. It's going to be more than okay, even when you're having the worst time of your life. Right? And the 10 of Swords in reverse, which in the upright is everything is fine. No, you didn't perpetrate like everything was fine. Especially when she's looking on her phone and she's looking at her content on somebody else's platform. Or she's looking at her creative ideas and material on somebody else's platform, on a bigger platform. But you still, one thing, the community, you have the respect of the people, being the guru in your field of practice. You know, you see how people are coming to you for expertise and advice. The same people, they influence so many different people. These people didn't know that they were stealing from you, and they end up coming to you ironically for your expertise, and you were so integral about it. You didn't tell them the backstory that the material that they're coming to you with is actually stolen material from you. You just, with grace and integrity, gave them the sound advice, and they end up being with word of mouth. This is the mercy of God with the Ace of Wands, okay? Because you could have very easily lost your shit, even though it's not their fault. You know, they didn't know they was dealing with stolen. They didn't know that the material was pirated or something like that, or your stuff is copywritten, or it was a valuable lesson to copyright your stuff. But when you gave them the advice that they needed, they was relieved, because the people who stole your stuff, they couldn't give you, they couldn't follow through with the right, they couldn't give the precise knowledge for what they stole. You can only perpetrate but for so long. And they remember meeting you, or just off the whim, they met you and you gave them the advice of what who would give better advice? They felt relieved listening to what you had to say, as they should, because who's a better, it's like Michael Corleone when he said, and then it's no reflection on Tom, it's just the way I want it. He's not the family consigliere. Besides, when I want advice, who's a better consigliere than my father himself? And that's how it was. And because of that, the way you handled that test, you earned the respect of the people. You became the leader of that community. You got that public recognition. Now they want to cry because they're jealous. And that's just on a whim that played out the way it did. They were vile and they lacked integrity. But most people like that do when they're cheaters. The Ace of Wands show up again. That's double confirmation, because you still get to keep your brand and your business, and it soars at an all-time high. You reach global success because you were authentic and true to yourself and true to your North Node. You kept it honest, and you stayed loyal through the worst. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. Yeah. And these two, they were, I don't know if they're like up and coming reporters, but they know people, and they went and gave you all these raves. Just when you least expect it, you get a rave, a positive review. So you were able to restore balance and have business partnerships with better branded, better people, or stronger people. You were able to collaborate with other big names. So in a way, without you doing anything but being integral through it all, you end up exposing these people for being liars, and they regret it. And it's not remorse, you know. They try to leave you in despair, but they end up regretting doing bad business with you, you know, collaborating against you and trying to isolate you. Okay. You got the Four of Pentacles in reverse. That was just greedy, unstable, and overzealous over something that was not theirs. Right? Two of Wands is just somebody snapping at you like they didn't just take that from you. They bit your head off when you confronted them about the issue on hand. Okay, Two of Wands is instabilities and taking a direction for the worse in this case. And really, they wanted that for you. It's this to knock you down, not having a leg to stand on. And the Death in reverse is a blockage, a spiritual blockage. They didn't want to kill. They didn't want to just off you. They wanted you like gone permanently off the face of the earth. But you came into the industry with a spiritual purpose, so they didn't have the means to just knock you off your square permanently. And sometimes the Death in reverse can mean there's no resurrection from it. Like in the upright is death of transformation, but in the reverse it could be like there's no coming back from the experience. Like it's twice as bad. It's twice as much over. It's over. Okay, you got the Chariot in reverse. They're stuck. Now they're stuck. Excuse me a second. So listen, they're unable to move forward. Not with the narrative they tried to paint of you. All because of a negative Nancy in the CEO position. That's tyranny and emotionally out of whack. They in their feelings now. So they're forced to go in hermit mode while you continue to build brands and amplify on what you've already created and make it better and better and better. And you get to sit poised and at peace. You get to work from home. Okay, you don't have to trade time for money anymore. You're financially stable with the Queen of Pentacles. I said that without even realizing the Queen of Pentacles was coming next. This is a person of value. Okay, stability. Okay? Eight of Swords. You've unglued yourself. Okay? No negative self-talk. But the Eight of Swords in reverse. If the Eight of Swords in the upright is self-inflicted prison, you freed yourself. Okay? You freed yourself and reversed all that energy back on them. God darn, like, what is the problem? Goodness. Four of Swords. Apathetic, disappointed. This is what they wanted for you. You know, emotionally unfulfilled. Like, wow, I can't believe they did that to me. They wanted you to miss your blessing being in your feelings, being a quitter. Not going to happen. Two of Pentacles is juggling, is balancing family life, business, work life, personal life, is a balance, you know, with the infinity. But in reverse is off balance, is unstable, you know, unhinged. Nine of Swords is also in reverse. It's a lot of reversals, okay? Because in the upright is not sleeping at night, worried, sick, okay? But in reverse, it's intellectually known that, like, you're notorious for saying, I accept the challenge. I understand that God has things in store for me that I may not know what they are yet, but I'm willing to accept this alternate route. You have the mentality and a very intelligent mind, and a mentality that it's no need to worry because you're not going to be forsaken. So that put these people in conflict and competition. Everybody who's in competition with you is battling the jinns, or it's like return to sender energy. So now they're in chaos and in conflict, and they're fighting each other. The jinns have them fighting each other because they don't have you no more. Unrequited, greedy, not reciprocal. Okay? This is people who wanted to keep it all for themselves. And now they don't have nothing. They don't even have the mindset. They were naive, or they thought you were naive, you know, for trusting them. You may have felt naive for doing business with them. Okay? And then you have the Knight of Wands is okay. It's one of those trying moments. Time for the kids to take a nap. Knight of Wands is moving forward quick. Is running it. Is the fastest moving knight in the deck. But this could be spiritual too. It's a supernatural energy. Okay? But this also means you're passionately, you could not get away from all this madness fast enough in pursuit of your dreams, in pursuit of your business. Two of Swords. You're no longer confused or making indecisions. You're not indecisive about how all this is going to work. You made an executive decision, okay? And it puts you in that state of independence, that Nine of Pentacles. It's a lot of things that you didn't share. Whatever blueprint they had of yours, and they thought they had it in the bag, there was still a lot more. Like, you see the 6 Pentacles in front of her? There was 3 of them. I'm sorry. You see the 3 Pentacles behind her. They took 6 thinking that you was going to be like left out in the cold, but you still had 3 behind you. So that's 3 different endeavors, 3 different ideas, or just money put up to help you continue forward. That's how you were able to make such a strong comeback. 3 of Wands is about virtue and patience. Now your ships are coming in. But the ships that are coming in for you were the ships they tried to steal, or moving away from them and coming back to you. So it's all like with that return to sender energy, with that infinity symbol, the negative energy is going back to them and the positive energy is coming back to you. So that's the wand they tried to beat you over the head for. And you have your hand on your own assets. You're in creative control, business-wise, spiritual-wise, okay? And you have control over what you need to do for you. King of Pentacles, greedy. This is somebody who is materialistic. You know, now they're a beggar because they see a lot of money come in, but it slips through their fingers with that return to sender energy, with that bad energy coming back to them. There's so many cracks in the foundation that they are very stubborn. They don't see the errors of their ways. Now they're in reverse. So all the money that they thought they took from you, it slips through the cracks, it slips through their hands even faster, so they're not able to keep it. So if there was like a spell or something put on you with this Three of Wands, you know, they may have achieved something for a moment, but they lose it. It doesn't stay with them long. It didn't stay with them long with the Three of Wands. It's like the petty stuff is what they had their hands on. Your hands is on what's most valuable about you, which is your soul. And then you have your global success. Your fixed is over, new beginnings. When there are painful endings, there are new beginnings. Okay? So you reach the world a whole nother velocity. I see IMBD on the internet. When somebody look you up, they find your information now. And now you're the high commodity, where those Three of Pentacles were resources. You know, big name people who want to work with you and interview you and put you in other magazines around the globe and have you model. So now it sparked a new endeavor, maybe like a nonprofit organization for battered and abused women, or for something like that, or something that caters to women getting the shorter end of the stick. You see how she's totally naked, so she's raw and unfiltered. Okay, this is the real me. You know, titles like that show you a more vulnerable side of the person, so that other women know that they can connect, right? Or other people in general, but it does speak a lot to women. So Six of Wands in reverse, it's like public humiliation, tyranny. You know, this is somebody who's beyond humiliated. Maybe that's because that's what they wanted for you. But you see this Ten of Pentacles? Okay, you see the people in this picture? You see the man and you see the woman. Now you see the man and you see the woman. It all comes back around. You still have all your success. Okay? Tower is reality. It's a rude awakening. You see those people who tried to isolate you? They got to run for cover now because they've been outcasts. They're made to be liars. Seven of Cups. And the upright, that's options. You know, everything that glitters is in gold, so be careful, choose wisely. But in reverse is manipulated. Is manipulation. Illusions. Ace of Swords in reverse. A block. Mental clarity. Told you. That's clarification. They may be even depressed now, because it's broad daylight and she's in the bed with her head over her head, like she's sick. Now they're chained because they can't repay the devil the debt that they owe him. You walked away. Okay? You left. What is that? 8 Cups. You left all that doesn't serve you. Queen of Swords. I feel like this is like you bought your way out of that contract. So you left off of the 7 Cups, that was the illusion. And your 8th cup, your bid too. Like you were able to buy your way out of that. And there you go. Queen of Swords. in the upright. No nonsense. Warrior, sword is up, guard is up. Okay? Anybody who's affiliated with these people who worked against you is off with their head. If they even come back and think they can speak to you or spit crap to you. Knight of Pentacles. It took years, to be honest, to rebuild that. To rebuild everything that was lost for you. All behind a master manipulator. A player. You know, somebody who just suck. Let's just leave it like that. You don't want to put too much on them. Now they're researching you. They look your name up in remorse with the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Swords. Laying in their bed sick, looking at their phone, pretending like everything is fine when it's really not. And these are also communication coming in. New contracts. They try to like your posts. They try to DM you, send you like emails and things like that, but you don't answer. You didn't even block them. You just don't answer. Like they're not even there. Okay, this is tyranny. Somebody was a master manipulator and a spiritual abuser. You know, they might have played in the dark arts. I mentioned that already. Okay, this is somebody, what did I just say? This is a low vibration. You operate in you operate in darkness. So really you operating from your shadow side. This is somebody who didn't just pay. They didn't pay anybody to work against you. They did it themselves. They did it themselves. Okay? They wanted to leave you rejected and in pain. And this is the black stuff on this heart. Was the ink stain they tried to put on you. This is an entity that they wanted to put on you. Maybe cause death spells, like heart palpitations, attack your health, your mental health. It's like getting in your head that try to do those glamour spells, like to make you think you're sick or just not legitimate. And then they also try to attack your heart space. They attack your mental to register to your heart to, how do I want to say it? You know how your brain shuts down, your organs follow shortly after, like a death spell. That's what that black ink is. And that may happen to them possibly, because now they're burdened, because they have debt beyond the tangible realm. They owe money, they owe taxes, okay? They look hunched over, they look old and weary and wore out because of the burdens, because of the spiritual manipulation they did on you, and now it's returned to sender. It's back on them. And they did it a lot with 10 wands on your back. This person, it's just like trying to carry a whole neighborhood of houses on your back. They look worn down. They look like life kicked their butt because they did bad business. You moved on. You didn't even argue or nothing because you're at peace. And you speak from a place of peace, and which kills them more, which irritates them more. That's God working in mysterious ways. Because for every peaceful thing you say, it registers to them as a sword going in their back. You're a badass being, full of life, love, and possibilities. Through this deck, may you find the path to your best self. So that, with the Six of Swords, is like, the way you handle that with poise, you set a goal for yourself, but you also had to grow into the person who could achieve it. And this experience showed you, you know, it is like God flexing his abilities on the people who don't prostrate to him, who worship the devil. That's the one that's in control. Confirmation with the Ace of Cups. Okay? And you're so magnetic. You beautiful, sexy. Just your positivity and your warm heart. You're just, the way you shed light, it irritates their demons. Okay? There's nothing nobody could do with you. It's like you look Like your aura shines very bright and you're very nurturing. Okay. And then you get to, your status has been elevated. Even your name is raised in status in society. Your ranking has been elevated. You have evolved in the eyes of the Most High. And that's a big yes card. And it had, with every difficulty comes to eases. So this was relatively quick. You're meant to take off very quick. So not only are you can teach religion, but you can also teach business. Seven of Pentacles is bad fruit. It's like you do reap what you sow. Okay? And that's in the upright, is planting seeds, waiting for it to come into fruition. It's like it never came in. All right? That's like overly possessive and just, you ever try to eat somebody's food who has a brash attitude? This may have happened more as a young person, because at that time you may not have had a choice. Say, for example, your parents had to go to work and you had to go to your mean aunt's house because they had to keep an eye on you. Her food reflects her attitude. It's real, like, stiff. That's what that card is. Playing under the new moon, okay? The devil is always the third party. You see that thing in the water? That's them, not knowing what they're calling on. In secret, they act like the grass is greener on the other side. For them, yeah, that's why they harvesting coming. Illumination, Phoenix rising. Ten of Swords. You left them for dead, the way they left you for dead, and don't even apologize about it. It's public knowledge that they're unhappy. They're karmic with the Three of Cups in reverse. Okay? They can't even help each other. They can't even lift each other up. They like crabs in a barrel. And this is you in the meantime. It's like the stepmother and the two stepsisters, and this is Cinderella. Straight like that. All right? You were strategic and wise, and they were liars. They tried to get away. They tried to shade you and steal your stuff. I feel like these are documents. You're for a signature on like insurance policies or deeds for houses and properties and stuff. They ruined your credit. You know, they tried to forge your name like it was you. That's why it took you some years to rebuild everything. Like, this is what it tells me. It's like fake. Your signature was forged on a lot of different documents, and that was public knowledge too. So it made you look bad while they were getting fat off your benefits. But with healing and growing, the Temperance is evolution. Okay? There's also your counterpart. Aligning with your counterpart. Reconciliation, nostalgia, reminiscence. You were made for this, okay? You were taught well by people who came before you. They tried to make the public they made you look like you were being arrogant, cocky, full of yourself. They defamed your character, okay? Left you out in the cold. Now look at them. Nobody wants to work with them. And you getting married in Central Park somewhere. Celebrating. They got bullied. What? I'm sorry, I overheard something. Five of Swords, they were bullied. Okay? It's like once people found out the truth, they got slapped. They got cut down, diced down in ways you couldn't imagine. That's why they sitting there like this. I hear they have to go to a shelter because nobody does business with them, and that's karmic justice because you were done wrong. Legality, I told you, They forged your name on a lot of different stuff. They defamed you. So they could be countersued. They even fake sued you. Like they wasn't lying the whole, as if they weren't lying the whole time. So you can countersue them on so many accounts. Okay? But with your intellect and your wisdom, like you're super intelligent, you're always too smart to let them beat you, because the way you handled yourself, you even have the right people in your corner. That's what I feel like this is. Okay? You unglued yourself. You're not stubborn. You saw things from a broader perspective. So you weren't sitting around pretending to be stuck, playing victim, all that kind of stuff. Great communication coming in. Good news, you won your case. Okay? Now you can move forward in business, but you were at a standstill for a while, and they're going to try to offer you fake apologies, lying. It's not going to work. They try to distort your children. Goodness grief. Okay? But you're offered so many more opportunities that's very abundant. Okay? Look at all this harvest crop down here. It's very abundant. Okay? You get to keep your name. You put up a good fight. Okay? You had to fight against allegations of being mentally unstable. That's not cool. That's so mean. Okay? Because somebody was wicked and immature and just petty, childish. I told you they lied on the documents. Like the things, like when it's like a real eye opener. The things that they were the complaints that were made against you were petty, and people are starting to see that now. Page of Pentacles. Okay, they try to stop your new life. They try to stop you going down a different direction that doesn't involve them, but they got stopped in their track, and that's karma. They even tried to vandalize, your property. They could have egged your house. They could have slashed your tires. You went through a lot of fatally attracted, a bunch of crap, a bunch of bullshit, all over emotional manipulation. This could be people trying to manipulate your kids into speaking against you or making complaints against you to try to force a narrative. But this is juvenile player energy. Liar, manipulator. Okay? They think they could just come and say stupid stuff. They don't know that they're the ones that's like out of their mind right now, so they don't know that the stupid things that they're saying is like A plus B equals 3. Like they sound real dyslexic trying to talk to you at this point. I think that pretty much covers it. Okay? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Okay? They could take a rain check on kissing your butts.